go there and actually see the opening, not have it open so they could get in and get hurt, but to see what it is, to have a kiosk there with information about the cave and the activities that took place there, and that kind of thing. That's what we're hoping for.
In what specific way could the Lewis County Historical Society help you with that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think some members of both societies.
Interested if we could.
What?
I think we would be interested in helping if we could.
Yeah. If we could get it listed, yeah. If we could get it listed on the historic register, I think that would be a big help. And I've been told that libraries can get grants to have a kiosk and information about historic places available, so maybe a library in Martinsburg could provide some funding for that. I don't know. And, you know, it would be wonderful, I think, if we could get Fort Drum to come down and do some geological imaging and see exactly what they could see under there, so we could at least have it mapped out on a piece of paper or drawn on a map to show people where it is and where it went and that kind of thing. And a little parking place would be nice, right, for people to stop and see. But I mean, it seems too bad not to have it preserved. Before I even wrote the book, I would drive by there and I'd think to myself, you know, because that big farm is expanding. And I'm thinking to myself, how long is it going to be before they plow it up and plant the corn there? I don't know, it just seems too bad.
Are there any pictures of this cave? Any photographs of it?
Not that I'm aware of. I took a picture, I don't have it with me, but I took a picture of the stone pile where the opening supposedly is, the western opening.
So we put the stone pile there to close it off.
I think over the years, you know, once the war was over and it wasn't being used, then, and maybe even when, well, it must have been after Mrs. Damas bought the farm from Mrs. Hough, because Roy Damas supposedly went down in the cave, so it was still open to go down into at that time. I don't know exactly when. It would be after Horatio died that she bought it.
It's all privately owned?
Yes. And the person who owns that part is very willing and interested in developing it.
It's my understanding that it became an attractive nuisance as school kids went in there and explored it, and that the authorities thought that it was going to be, you know, they might be sued if somebody got hurt, so they ordered it filled with stone.
Oh, I don't know that I had seen exactly why that was done. I think I heard somebody say that to keep the cows from falling in and that kind of thing, they put the field stone down. But that makes sense, what you're saying makes sense. But in my mind, if you could just open the end of it at least, and have it covered with plexiglass or whatever so no one could get in there, but they could actually see in. And if you had the geological, you know, imaging that you could show, okay, here it is inside, you can see, you know, they maybe could detect the size of it, whether or not there was water there.
Well, Fort Drum engineers are very aware of the value of what can be found underground.
Right.
Particularly old foundations and things like that. So I'm sure they would be interested in it.
Yeah. I don't know how to go about getting them.
I think
But-
I might have a link for you.
Oh, yeah. Because I think, you know, just to have it that, I mean, I think if you would never want to open the whole thing up and let people go down there because there would be really big liability there, but even if you just had a map of it, basically, and an opening that you could see and say, oh, that's how.
Might not even be a cave there anymore. Is it still there?
As far as we know.
Paved in and everything.
Well, I don't think if they filled it with stone, it probably couldn't cave in.
It was just the openings that were filled with stone.
Just the openings?
That's what I heard.
See, I think that one right by the road really wasn't an opening. I think it was,
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't as easy an opening perhaps. It wasn't as large an opening.
No, but I mean
That's
back-
where my dad got in, with somebody showing him.
right, but I'm thinking that it probably wasn't part of the openings at that time, because it supposedly went under the road. So you wouldn't have an opening right next to the road, I would think.
Well, it wasn't as big a road then, way back.
Oh, I know. That's why I think they might have cut into it when they were excavating.
I don't know how far down it goes, but if there's solid rock there, they wouldn't have to go as deep for a roadbed.
Yeah. House. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
It was very interesting and appreciated.
I don't have as much information as I'd like to be able to share.
We never do, do we?
How many people from Lewis County fought in the Civil War?
Oh, a lot,
Yeah.
a whole lot. Some of them in 117th, which I think is what the monument is for, up in Lowville, here. But a lot of people too from Lowville fought in 146th, which was out of Rome. And I think some even in Boonville's 97th probably, during the course of the war. And a lot of times in the course of the war, people might have been in one regiment or whatever, and then when a lot of people were killed, they might have been put into another group or whatever. So,
Well, my grandfather, when he was 12 years old, took his father and two oldest brothers to the train in, where is it? Just above Governor, that place up there. And he came back as being the man of the family, and none of those three came back alive.
yeah. Oh, there was tremendous, when all the, everyone was so upset about 3,000 people being killed in Iraq and so forth, when people were counting every day how many people were killed. And you go back if you look into the Civil War, and you see how many people died in one single battle in one day. It's just, you can't believe it. I mean, it was,
Look how many died on D-Day too.
yeah, but I mean, it just, so many people in just one day,
Uh-huh.
it's just amazing. And it was just, it was more, sometimes it was not so much a battle, but a slaughter, it seemed. But I mean, that's the way the wars were fought back then.
Irene, thank you very, very much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
I guess that there are a number of you who would like to talk to Irene more privately, or just want to look at books or whatever. I will get you more punch and more cookies, and feel free to stay around and chit chat for a while.
I appreciate everyone coming out because I posted
all these things under one accession because they were all, oh, Jerry's not here, found in the collection. Okay, you don't care.
Ready?
Hello, my name is Hamish Davey. I'm the president of the Lewis County Historical Society, and we're looking at some Fisher family films that were donated to the Historical Society in 1983, and we now have them on DVDs. And I will do as much as I can to tell you what you are looking at. Hello, my name is Hamish Davey. I'm the president of the Lewis County Historical Society, and we have the Fisher family tapes that were given to the Society in 1983 and have since been put on DVDs. The first part of the tapes consist of the family in Adirondack settings. It was probably done for 2 months.
It says tapes, let's say movies, because they were, yeah, they were actually movies, you know, seconds.
Hello, my name is Hamish Davey. I'm the president of the Lewis County Historical Society, and you'll be viewing the Fisher family tapes. Hello, my name is Hamish Davey. I'm the president of the Lewis County Historical Society, and you'll be viewing some Fisher family films that were given to the Society in 1983 and have since been put on DVDs. The first segments are about the family in Adirondack settings, and were probably created somewhat for selling the Fisher family lands, which were quite extensive. Later on, there will be views of the 1932 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, some biplane rides, some ships that the families apparently cruised on, and other pictures of the family estate in Lions Falls. Enjoy the tapes and
That was good. That was good up until.
Hello, my name is Hamish Davey. I'm the president of the Lewis County Historical Society. We have the Fisher family films that were given to the Society in 1983 and have since been put on DVDs. Most of the early footages of the family in Adirondack mountain settings. Some of the tapes were obviously created to help sell the land in the vast Fisher